It's Monday, so let's have some fun and save some money. Welcome to Ready, Budget, Game. Hi, my name is Drew, and you're watching Ready, Budget, Go. If we haven't met before, welcome. I'm glad you found your way here. And if this isn't your first time here, welcome back. It's so good to see you again. We're in the games binder tonight, so we're going to start with Loteria as we always do. I've also got some new dice that were given to me by Eva over at Budget Your Life, so I will debut those later when we get into some of the dice games. But for now, let's take out Loteria and give it a play. We're going to do Millennial Loteria this week because we did the regular Loteria last week. So I've got a card here, and I've got the chits, and I've got the deck of cards that I will just give a quick shuffle. If you haven't seen Loteria before, or if you're new to my channel, it is basically a bingo type game using pictograms instead of bingo numbers. Just like in bingo, there's more cards in the deck than there are spaces on the card. So the way that I play it is that I deal cards until I get 4 in a row, and once I get 4 in a row, it's a Loteria, and I save $1 per every chip on the card. So let's start dealing and see how we do this week. So first up, we've got El Gender Reveal, and we do have that. Then we've got La Feminist, and I don't see her. I'm going to get a little more light here. Then we've got El Non-GMO, and I don't have that. El Pride, not on this card. El Gluten, no. La Notification, no. El TikTok, yep, we do have that. La Hashtag, yes, we have that. It's right over here. El Vegan, I don't see that one. El Piercing, no. El Safe Space, no. El Healing Crystal, no. El DJ, nope. El Podcast, yes. So now El Makeup Tutorial will give us the Loteria. La Succulent, nope. El Bad Hombre, no. La Karen, don't see her. El Boomer, don't see him. El Troll, no. La Student Debt, no. El Uber, no. El Twitter, yes, right here. El Drone, right next to El Twitter. So that opens up La Flower Crown. El Tattoo, which opens up El Global Warming. El Sushi, and that is our Loteria, diagonally, right here. Took a while, but we got there. So that's going to be $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 this week going into Loteria. So I'm just going to put these back in the middle, give them one quick shuffle, and then I will save $8. I try to do about $100 into Ready Budget Game. So $8 is a great start. So I'm going to set all this aside. We'll get out the book or the binder. 5, 7, 8. And if you haven't watched one of my game nights before, I do use prop money because all of this money I transfer from my checking account directly into my high yield. So I don't take cash out of the bank just to put in envelopes, just to put in my high yield. I just do that transfer directly, but I use the prop money to keep track of what each game is saving. And I will start all these over at the turn of the year. So going on to, I cannot talk. Going on to envelope number 2, which is sussed. This is a would you rather type game. If I can get the card out here. Oh, goodness, come on. Okay, so there are 3 prompts for each question, and I saved $2 for answer A, $3 for answer B, and $5 for answer C. So let's read the question. Which do I least care about? A, having the latest technology, B, grammar, or C, the state of my bedroom? Definitely A. I don't really care about having the latest. What's important to me is that it works, not that it is the latest and greatest. So I do like grammar, and I do care about having a clean place to live. So for sure, it's going to be answer A. So let's move on to the next question. If I had to, which color would I dye my hair? A, pink, B, blue, or C, white. I mean, realistically, I'd be okay with any of those, and I have had pink hair and blue hair when I was a teenager. So I think now, where I am in my life, probably white would be the less bad, the least bad. So I'm going to pick white and save $5 for that. So we've got $5 here, $2 here, so that's going to make $7. So let's take out 7. I apologize for reaching across the field of view here with the camera, but I've got limited space where I'm filming. So let's put $7 into the sussed envelope. And now let's go on to the name game. The name game is one that I bought at a thrift store. I paid a whopping $2.99 for it, well, plus tax. And in this one, there is a famous person and 5 clues to their identity. And I save $1 per clue used. And then if I don't get it after the 5th clue, then I save $10. So let's see how I do this week. And of course, feel free to play along. So I'm going to take out a card. I did that wrong. It needs to be on top. And then put this away for right now. We'll see if I get to do 2 of them this week. So I'm going to flip this over. And let's start at the bottom. Okay, cars. Well, I'm going to say Henry Ford. New York cars. I don't know what that means. No new guess. Let's keep going. Rich list. Is it Elon Musk? Polo. Boy, this is not getting me anywhere. One more clue. Fashion designer. Oh, okay. So it is Ralph Lauren, right? That's what I'm going to go with as my final guess because it's Ralph Lauren polo. I don't get the other 3 clues, but whatever. And it's Ralph Lauren. Okay. I don't know what Ralph Lauren has to do with cars, but I got it on the 5th guess, or the 5th clue, so I'm going to save $5, and I think that's all I'm going to do in this challenge for this week. I also don't know what Ralph Lauren has to do with New York. I mean, I saw an interview with him, and he lives in, like, I don't know, Wyoming, Colorado, somewhere like that. He's got, like, a ranch. I don't know. Okay. So, putting the game aside and this envelope tracker that I'm using as a cover aside, let's go into envelope number 3, and we'll save $5, and we'll move on to Dicetropolis. And I will condense all these envelopes at the end and sort the money into the proper order and make sure it's not all cattywampus inside the envelope as I fix it. Okay, so let's do Dicetropolis next. And last week I did all of game number 1 in all of my dice series. So this week I'm going to do all game number 2s. So in Dicetropolis, game number 2 is Chance. And in Chance, it says each row is 1 game. Play separately or use different colored dice to play multiple rows at the same time. After each roll, cross out the number rolled, but be careful. Once you roll a number that has already been crossed out, it's game over for that row. When the game ends, add up all the non-rolled numbers and put the total in box A. You can decide to stop here or roll a d4 to multiply your savings. If you roll a d4, place the number rolled in box B, then multiply box A by box B, and write the total in box C, then save that amount. So, I am going to... I think I'm going to play it low budget, and I'm going to do all 6 games, because why not? We'll live a little. So let's get out the dice tower here. Oops, I took it out the wrong way. Still getting used to this, as it's fairly new. And I will remove the glare, but I need to keep this on the left because I am left-handed. So let me get out a dry erase marker so that I can mark up this page or this card. Helps to take the cap off. And then I will get out the Dicetropolis dice, which are these 6 rainbow colored, or well, 1 of each color. And let's see how we do. Okay, so we've got 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, and 5. It's a little tough to tell the difference between the purple and the red on this. Well, under these lighting conditions and on this color of background. So roll them again. I'm going to count that. So we've got 4 again. Okay, so this one's done. So we'll take the red out. Orange is 6, yellow is 5, green is 1, so green is done. Blue is 4, and purple is 1. Okay, so we're just going to roll these 4 dice. Okay, a lot of 5s. All right, orange is 5, yellow is done because we rolled 5 again. Blue is 3, so that's done. And purple is 5, so that's done. Okay, so all we've got left is orange, and this is typically about how it goes for me. Orange 3, okay, so now orange is done. All right, so let's add them up here. So in red, we've got 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6, 12, 17. Orange, we've got 1 plus 2 plus 4, which is 7. Yellow, we've got 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6, which is 14. Green, we've got 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, which is 10, 15, 20. Blue, we've got 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 6, which is 3, 8, 14. And purple, we've got 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6, which is 15. Okay, so let's total all these up. This is going to be 24, plus 14 is 38, plus 20 is 58, plus 14 is 72, plus 15 is 87. And I am going to add the 8 and the 7 to get 15. And that is what I'm going to save in Dicetropolis for this week. So that's one way to make it stretch. And if you're really stretching, you could even add the 1 and the 5 and save $6 if you were to get a similar total. So I guess the message there is don't be scared of big numbers and savings challenges, because who's going to care if you play low budget or if you outright cheat? I was having a conversation with another YouTuber earlier today about that. It's like, if it's your challenge and you're the only one playing, and it's not like you're going to hurt another player, so cheat all you want. So I'm going to save $15. And I mean, I wouldn't even call this cheating. You're just making the game work for your budget. So I'll put these dice aside because I don't think I'll need these for the rest of tonight. So we'll go back in the little bag here. Set the dice tower aside. And let's save $15. So a 10 and a 5 going into envelope number 4. Whoops, too far. Envelope number 4 for Dicetropolis. And now let's move on to Dicetropolis 2. Dicetropolis 2 are all D4 based savings games. So Dicetropolis, the original, is all D6. Dicetropolis 2, all D4s. So let's see which one we're playing today. Game number 2 is going to be Countdown. I haven't played this in a while, so let me reread the rules. Roll 2 D4 dice. Use the numbers rolled to form a 2-digit number. For example, a roll of a 2 and a 4 could be 24 or 42. Excuse me. Subtract this number from 100 and write that number in box 1 for that game. So if your number is 42, write 58 in box 1, since 100 minus 42 equals 58. Repeat step 1 and subtract that number from the number in box 1. Then write the difference in box 2. Continue rolling and subtracting until you cannot subtract any more without going negative. Add the two numbers in the final box together and save that amount. Okay, so we're going to use 2 D4s here. Let me get the dice tower back out. And let's see how we do. So we've got a 4 and a 3, so I am going to say that is going to be 43. so that'll be 57. Roll them again. A 1 and a 2, so I'm going to make that 21. So that leaves us with 36. Roll again. 3 and 3, so there's only one thing we can do there. We're going to subtract 33, and that leaves us with $3. So I am going to go again. 2 and a 3, so I'm going to say that's 32, so that leaves us with 68. Next roll, 33, so that leaves us with 35. Roll them again. 32. Okay, so we're going to subtract 32 from 35, and that leaves us with 3 again. Goodness, I couldn't do math there for a sec. 32 from 35 is 3. Okay, one more game. So 21 or 12, so I'm going to say it's 21, so that'll make this 79. Roll again. 34 or 43. I am going to go with 34 instead of 43. I usually do the bigger number, but this time I have a strategy. So that's going to be 40. 34 from 79 is 45. Okay. Roll them again. 21 or 12. So I'm going to go with 21, so that leaves us with 24. One more roll. 22 from 24 is 2. So I'm going to save $8 into Dicetropolis 2 this week. I think I'll stop there. That seems like a good amount. Clear the card off. Countdown, it takes some getting used to, but once you're into it, I mean, I could have filled out that whole card. I was having a ball. So, and I think, it may help to use a calculator. If I weren't still, if I didn't still have my wits from today, I probably would have gotten out a calculator. Okay, I can't find the bag for those, so I'm just going to set them aside. Set aside the dice tower briefly. We'll put this one back where it goes. I'll put $8 into Dicetropolis 2, 5, 7, 8. And then I will get out, excuse me, I'm going to clear this frog from my throat, and then I'll get out the dice and we'll play some Dicequarium. Okay, it's time for Crab Craps, and this is one of the Dicequarium games. And in this game, I need 2 D6 dice, so I am going to use the Superman dice that I got from Eva at Budget Your Life. She has not officially launched these yet. That launch is coming up soon. I can't remember exactly when, but if you'd like a pair of your own, be sure to follow her channel so that you know when the launch is, and I will leave a link to her website down in the description box. So, in Crab Craps, you roll 2 d6 dice and you tally the number of rolls as you go. You continue rolling until a craps of 2, 3, 7, 11, or 12 is rolled. Crap out on a 7, save $1 per roll. Crap out on a 2, 3, 11, or 12, save $2 per roll. Roll a 2, 3, 7, 11, or 12 on the first roll, save $5. So let's see how many games I can get through here. I've got a number in mind of about how much I want to put into this, so we'll see how we do. And right away, we crapped out on a 7. So first roll, so we're going to save $5, so the roll tally is 0. And we are not doubling it, and we are saving $5. So at least one more game. And hopefully we get something other than 7. Come on, Soups. 6. Okay, so that's a good roll. Go again. Got an 8. That's another good roll. 6. Still good. And then we've got a 3. Okay. So we crapped out on a 2, 3, 11, or 12, so we do need to save $2 per roll. So we're going to say times 2. And we had 3 times 2, so that's going to be 6. So we're going to save $11 into this game this week. I was hoping for a little less. I was hoping we would get $8 or thereabouts again, but that's okay. $11 is just fine. Excuse me, that frog is still there. So in Monday night, I save... Goodness, okay, hopefully that's all better. So Monday nights, I save at least $100. If it goes a little over, I just take out a few extra dollars because I don't use IOUs. I don't really have anything against IOUs. It's just for me with how I save, with the money just going from my checking account to savings, using IOUs doesn't make a lot of sense for me. If I were using real cash and I was limited in how much I had in front of me, then that would be a different story. But with play money, I can just kick in a few more dollars, and I save that much faster. So we're going to Dicequarium, and we're going to save $11, or I will. Feel free to play along if you'd like. And all of my savings games are available on my Etsy shop. Not everything that I play tonight is one of mine. So Loteria is commercially available. Sust is commercially available. The Name Game's commercially available. And then Dicetropolis, Dicetropolis 2, Dicequarium, Fruit Machine, those are all mine. Quicks is commercially available. Tucano's commercially available. Dicefecta is mine. Left, center, right is commercially available, and Flip 7 is commercially available. So it's about a 50-50 mix. So we're going to move on from Dicequarium, and we're going to play Fruit Machine. And Fruit Machine is sort of like a slot machine. So there are two A5 dashboards that come with it. On one side, you have the fruit machine. They're both identical. On the other side, one has the suggested savings amounts, and the other is blank, so you can fill in your own. And I have some leftover dry erase marker here. So these are glossy coated. You can write on them with a dry erase marker. So if you wanted the diamonds to be $20 one week, and then the next week you decided you wanted them to be $2, you absolutely could do that. But I always go with the default rules. So I am going to get the dice tower back out and get the fruit dice. When you order this from me, it comes with these 3 custom D6 that have each symbol once. So there's 1 diamond, 1 cherry, 1 watermelon, 1 orange, 1 plum, and 1 lemon on each die. Okay, get this over here. We'll give them a roll, and let's see how we do. Okay, so we got a cherry, a lemon, and a diamond. So I am going to be cheap and go for the lemons, and I've got 3 more rolls to make 3 lemons. Nope, that was 1, 2, last roll, 3. So I have 2 lemons and an orange. So for that, I am going to save $1, and I'm just going to keep a tally here. Let's go again. Roll all 3 dice, the first one out. We've got a diamond, a plum, and a lemon. So I will go for the plums this time since the lemons hated me last time. Got another plum. 2 more rolls to get the 3rd plum. Cherry, last roll, diamond. Okay, so we've got 3 non-connected symbols or random symbols or however you want to put it. So that is going to be another $1. So let's play another game. Plum, orange, and diamond. Okay, we'll try the oranges. I think I'm just going to keep trying a more expensive fruit each time until finally I try the diamonds, and that's when I'll get 3 of a kind. Let's see how that theory works out. Okay, nothing there. Cherry and a diamond. Cherry and a watermelon. This is the last roll. Almost. Orange and a plum. The other orange is right there. But we didn't get it, so it's going to be another bummer. Try another game, and this time it'll probably be watermelon that I end up going for. Let's see. Yep. We'll try for the watermelon. 3 more rolls to get it. There's another one. Can we get the watermelon? Last roll. Orange. Didn't get it. Okay, so this time we're probably going to go for cherries, and if we get at least 1 cherry, we at least get to save some more money. So let's roll and see how we do. There's a cherry. I'm going for cherries. 2 cherries, 2 more rolls to get the 3rd one. 1, oh, and we got it. So, okay, so we've got $8 plus 4 more, so that's going to be $12 going into Fruit Machine this week. Didn't get a chance to go for diamonds, but I don't want to put, over $20 into this one game. So it's going to be $12 going into Fruit Machine for the week. And Fruit Machine is one that I could just play over and over and over and over again. Okay. There we go. So along with the dashboards, I need $12, so that's going to be the last 10 and a 2. I know I'm going to need the dice tower for the next game, so I'm just going to move it over to the side here. Oops, too far. Okay. So there we go with Fruit Machine. And now we're going on to Quicks. And Quicks, like I say, is commercially available. Oh, I need the scorecard. Silly me. And I have adapted this game to be kind of my own. So I do not have a scorecard. I must have finished it last time and forgot to take out a new one. Okay. Well, I will do that while I'm explaining how I play Quicks. So Quicks is very similar to Shut the Box, if you've seen that game, and probably most of us have. And I have made it my own. So essentially, I'm playing Shut the Box with 3 dice, and the numbers are 2 through 12. And the rule is I have to use exactly 2 numbers from the roll from each dice roll to make a number on the scorecard. So not 3 numbers, not 1 number, but exactly 2 numbers or 2 dice faces. And that adds kind of another challenge element to it. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Come on, scorecard. There we go. So I'm going to get the Superman dice back out. And then I will still use the corresponding die color that comes with the game, because when you buy Quicks, you get a bag of dice, 2 white, 1 blue, 1 red, 1 green, 1 yellow. So I'm just going to take out the red. And I just do this for funsies. You can use any 3 dice. They don't have to be any specific colors. So we've got the red, and we've got the 2 Superman dice. We've got the dice tower, and I need a pen. So I think I usually use this big old Tombow marker. So let's use that. Here we go. So we've got a 1, a 4, and a 5. So the numbers that we have available are 5, 6, and 9. So I am going to mark off 5 and 9. I'm going to leave the 6 because 6 is one of the easiest numbers to roll. So I don't want to take that off the board too quickly, because if you roll and you can't use any of all the numbers you make are already gone, then it's game over. Okay, so we've got 6, 5, and 1, so that's 6, 7, and 11. So let's do 11. Going to leave the 6 and the 7. 2, 2, and 4. So the only things that I can make are 4 or 6. So I'm definitely taking the 4, but I'm going to leave that 6. Let's roll it again and see how we do. 11, 7, and 8. Okay, I'm going to take the 8 because I have to. 11's already gone, and I'm going to leave the 7. So 8 it is. Roll them again. 6, 4, and 3. So we've got 7, 9, and 10. I'm going to take the 10. Still leaving that 7. 1, 2, and 4. So we've got 3, 5, and 6. So I'm going to take the 3. Still going to leave the 6. I really need double 6s here. 1, 3, and 5. So we've got 6, 8, and 4. The only thing that I can do is 6, and that's why you save it. That's why you don't take those middle numbers early, because if I'd taken that 6 on another roll, that would have been game over. But I'm still alive. Okay, we've got 8 and 10, and those are both taken, so now we are at game over. So we've got 7, or 2 plus 7 is 9, plus 12 is 21. I'm going to add those 2 together and save $3. And I'm going to play again. So I'm going to swap out the red die for the yellow die, because that's the row we're on next. Bear with me while I do that. Okay. Hopefully we have equally good or better luck on this game. Oops. Okay, so we've got 7, 11, and 8. So I'm going to take 11, leave the 7 and 8. Roll again. 9, 5, and 6. So I'm going to take the 5. I'm going to take the 9. It's kind of starting out similar to how the last game started. 3, 7, and 8. So I'm going to take the 3. We'll leave the other 2. 4 and 5. So I'm going to take the 4. 5's already gone. That's all I can do there. 9, 10, and 11. So I'm going to take the 10 because that's all I can do. 9 and 11 are already gone. Come on, we need double sixes or double ones, but preferably double sixes. 6, 5, 4, 9, 10, 11 again. So I'm out. And this is kind of the paradox of leaving those middle numbers, is I could have taken probably all of them off the board at some point, but I didn't, to leave them for later, and now I'm stuck with them. So we've got 20 plus 13 is 33, plus 2 is 35, 3 plus 5 is 8. So I'm going to save $8 for this game and $11 for quicks for the week. So I'll put the marker away. And let's see. 5, 10, 11. And the scorecard. Put that in the quicks envelope, and then we'll move on to Tucano. So I'm going to put the dice tower away for now. We'll meet it again for Dice Fecta, but I am going to play Tucano next. And I've got those cards right over here. So Tucano, if you haven't seen it before, is a card game, and you score based on what position the cards are dealt in. And there we go. Sorry, the box almost fell on the floor. Okay, so I deal 6 cards, and then I score according to what the cards say for the position that they're in. And hopefully it'll make sense as I deal them out. This is another one that's kind of cerebral. I do like kind of simple, easy games, but I also like ones that make you think. One more shuffle, just because these cards are kind of different. I got Tucano at a specialty game store, so I don't know how widely available it is, but you can find it here in the US. Okay, so 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now this toucan with a gift on it means deal 2 more cards. So I'm going to move that to the side. 1 and 2. Okay. So we're done here. So now I need to add up the score. Well, I need to figure out what the score is and then add it all up. So what I usually do is I start with cards that are in a position that has nothing for it. For example, this card is in the 6th position, but it only has a score for position 1, 2, or 3. So that's going to score 0, so I'm just going to flip that over. 4th, 5th, 1st, 3rd, 2nd. Okay, so this is in the 1st position, so it scores 8 because that's what that shows for being in the 1st position. This is in the 2nd position, so that's -8. So these two cancel each other out. So I'm just going to flip them over so that they're not confusing anymore. And then this one, when you have a card like this, it's even on the left, odd on the right. 2 is it's in the 2nd position, so it's an even, so that's a 0. So I'm going to flip that over because that doesn't score anything. So up here we've got this spiky pomegranate egg thing, I don't know what it is, in the 3rd position, and so that is going to be $9. So, or it scores 9 for the top row. This is usually one where I play low budget. Okay, so the top row scores 9. Bottom row is going to be a doozy. 4th position is 10. 5th position is 15. So it's 25 plus 9 from the top row, which is 34. And I'm going to add 3 plus 4 and save $7 for Tucano. If I had gotten a really low score, I would have gone again. This game is one that I also really enjoy, and I could play it time and time and time again because the game is totally different each time. But for this week, I am just going to save that $7, and we'll move on to the next game, which is Dice Fecta. So let me put the cards away. If you could only see the mess that is my desk. Okay, so we're on envelope number 9, and we're saving $7, so we're going to do a 5 and 2. There we go. And so next is Dice Fecta, and because the games have kind of eaten my lunch here, I am going to do D6 Dice Fecta. So let me get all the Dice Fecta cards out, And actually, you know what? I'm going to take a quick break and I will come back with the cards already out and we'll talk about playing Dicefecta. All right, here we are with Dicefecta. And when you order this from me on my Etsy shop, if you order the printed version, it comes on glossy stock so you can use a dry erase marker and wipe it right off. You get a dashboard. You also get this instruction card. Oops, if I show it to the camera. And then you get 2d6 Dicefecta, 2d8 Dicefecta, 2d10 Dicefecta, and 2d12 Dicefecta. I play the d12 version if I'm getting a whole bunch of low numbers on games, but tonight it's been kind of eating my lunch. So I'm going to play d6 Dicefecta, and that is also in honor of getting the new Superman dice from Eva. So you only need one die for this game, so I'm going to take one Superman, and I will set up the dice tray again. And in Dicefecta, the way that you play is you roll the die and you keep marking off numbers until you get a full section, and then you yell Dicefecta, and then you save accordingly. And I'll explain how I save once we get to that point, because there's actually a high budget, medium budget, and low budget way. But for now, let's get to rolling and let's see how we do. So up first, we've got a 5, so we're going to mark off all the 5s. There's 2 of those. And a 6. Okay, so a 4 will give us a Dicefecta. But it's a 3, so that opens up the 1 and the 2. And we got a 2, Dicefecta. So here we go. So here's our Dicefecta. Now, if you're playing high budget or saving high budget, then you would add up all the numbers in the section that got the Dicefecta. So that would be 5 plus 3 plus 2, or $10. Medium budget is you say, oops, I forgot to mark off this too. Medium budget is you save $1 for every number that you've marked off on the card. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8. So $10 high, $8 medium. Low budget is you save the last number that you rolled. In this case, it would be a 2. And I'm going to say, I'm going to go low budget and save $2 just so I can play one more time. So I'll take out a 2. I'm going to wipe this off. And then let's play again. So we've got a 2 again, so we're going to mark those off. And a 4. So that opened up the 1. 5. Opened up the 6 and the 3. And we got a 6. Dicefecta. So our Dicefecta this time is $15 if we save high budget. Medium budget is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. So $15 high, $8 medium. Low budget is $6 because 6 was the last number that we rolled. And I'm going to do the low budget way and save $6. So 5 and 6. So it's going to be $8 total going into Dicefecta for this week. Let me get this cleaned off. And where's the rest of them? There they are. Okay, and I did card A, so we'll stick that in front. All right. So $8 going into the Dicefecta envelope. And then up next, we've got left, center, right. So I will get that game out. And this one is kind of noisy because the version that I bought comes in a tin. Left, center, right is one that I played about a year ago, and I just brought it back because I moved a couple of other games or challenges that were in Monday night to Tuesdays. So come back on Tuesdays and you'll be able to see the 12 Days of Christmas and the 12 face cards, because that's where they went to. So this game comes with, if you buy the version I bought, it comes with 3 custom dice, and it also comes with these little chips. But for me, these chips are too dark. They're basically the same color as my desk mat. So I'm going to use these larger chips. And the way that I've adapted this to be a savings challenge game, Superman needs to go over here, is I roll these 3 dice and then I do whatever it says. So let me put these over here. So I'm going to start with 3 chips in front of me. So if this were my roll, I would move 1 to the stack on the right and I would take 2 more chips into here because that's what the circles mean. If it's a star, then it goes into the center, and there's another one in here somewhere that says left. There's left. So that's left, center, right. And I keep going until I run out of chips here, starting with 3, or until I've used all the chips here. So when one pile runs out of chips, then I'm done, basically. So let's give them a roll and let's see how we do this week. Oh, so we're taking on 3 more chips right off the bat. 1 in the center and 2 to the right. Roll them again. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 more into the kitty. Roll again. 1 to the left and 2 more coming in. Two to the right and 1 more into the pot. 1 to the left and 2 more into the pot. 2 to the center and 1 to the left. And that is it, because I'm out of chips in front of me. So even though I still have more chips here, I'm not going to use these. And then what I do is I save the amount that is in the highest stack. So left has 1, 2, 3, 4, center has 3, and right has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to save $5 for left, center, right for this week. If I were doing this as like a budget booster challenge, then I might have each pile go to a different savings goal or sinking fund or something like that. But for me, I'm just saving $5 into the envelope for left, center, right. So let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've got $3 left. So I really hope our last game is kind to us this evening, or kind to me anyway. So left, center, right gets $5, and the last game is Flip 7. And Flip 7 is a card game, so I'm going to put the binder over here, and I will put away these dice. It's like I need a lovely assistant to help. Okay. Put the dice tower away, because we're done with that. And Flip 7 is a commercially available game that I have adapted into a savings challenge game. So in this game, there are numbered cards, like this 9, and there's 3s, and there's 5s, and each number corresponds to how many of that card are in the deck. So there's 9 9s, there are 10 10s, there's 11 11s, there's 3 3s, etc., etc. There's also special cards in the deck. This one will force you to flip 3 more cards. There's also ones that say freeze, there's second chances, there's bonuses, and the rules that I have made for myself is I have to draw at least 3 cards, and I can choose to keep going. If I bust, there's a penalty for it, and bust means you turn over the same value card twice. So if I have a 12 and I flip over another 12, then I bust. But if you make it to 7, the goal is to flip over 7 cards without busting, basically. So that is what I'm going to try to do here. So let me give these a cut, and let's deal 3 cards, and let's see what happens. So 1, 2, oh shoot, I'm already bust. Well, I have to deal a third one. 9, 9, and 6. Okay, so it's been a while since I busted, and I really set myself up there. But let's see what the penalty is, because I think I have the card in here. Oh, I don't. Well, then I get to make up the penalty. So I am going to say that for busting, I'm going to save $10 in addition to whatever I would have saved before. So 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 6 is 24, and I would have added the 2 and the 4 for $6, so plus 10, $16. And I have 3 lonely bucks here, so I need $13 more. So let me just get that out from the big stack of play money. 1, 2, 3, and a 10. Okay, so that is what is going to go into the Flip 7 envelope. Somewhere I have the rules that I wrote earlier, but I think that's about right. So all of that goes in. This game was definitely not nice to me this week. And I also need to write down that I am going to save $110 into game night for this week. So I'm going to clean all this up. I'm going to reset the cash tray, and then we'll do a condensing for all of those envelopes. I've got so many savings challenges going right now that I've had to start a logbook for how I'm doing on each of them each week. So I wrote down for the week of October 27th. Ready Budget Game, $110. On Tuesday will be Happy Hallowelth and the Batman binder, which has other savings challenges in it. And then on Wednesday is going to be the Paint by Sticker, which is also the My Money relaunch, sort of a podcast series where I talk about how I got my financial life together after I became debt-free. So for now, let's set that aside and let's get out the binder and we'll do some condensing here. I'm going to move the light back so that it's easier for me to see. There we go. So let's look at Millennial Loteria and how much is in it. Looks like we've got 200, and this is one of my new placeholders that will be launching on the 28th. It's double-sided and it is textured, so you can kind of see how it's reflected there. It feels amazing. It's that raised sort of a, almost like a plastic. Oh, it's wonderful. So 200, 300, 50, 5, 63. So all I can do here is swap out 2 5s for a 10, but that is still something. So 363. And then in Sust, we have 100, another new placeholder, 50, 60, 5, 70, 2, 73. So I'm going to swap the 10 and 2 5s for a 20. So still $173 into Sust. And then we've got the Fame game, or the name game, and this one has 50, 70, 80, 5, 87, 88, so nothing we can do to condense there. Literally one of every bill, except for the 100. Dicetropolis, which took me to the cleaners this week, has 100, 200, 300, 400, 50, 60, 5, 67, so nothing we can do there. Dicetropolis 2 has some sticky bills is what that has. Okay, 100, 20, 30, 5, 43. So 10 and 2 5s for 20. It's kind of been the theme here. So still $143 into Dicetropolis 2. Dicequarium has 100, 10, 15, 17, 18, so no condensing there. A lot of these have a 2 and a 1 in them. Fruit Machine has more sticky money. 100, 20, 30, 40, 2, 44. So 2 10s for a 20. And then in Quicks, we have, put this under here so it's not flapping all over the place. There we go. Back in frame. I apologize for bumping the tripod. Try to steady it here, and the more I try to steady it, the worse it gets. So hopefully the shaking stops soon. Okay, in Quicks, we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 5, 30, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to put back 2 1s for a 2 and 2 5s for a 10. So still 434. Envelope number 9 is Tucano, and Tucano has 100, 20, 30, 5, 42. So 10 and 2 5s for a 20. So still 142. And Dicefecta has 100, 50, 70, 80, 5, 87, 89, 91. So what can we do here? We're going to take back the 10, the 5, the 2 2s, and the 1 for a 20. So still 191. These Sea Life placeholders are available from me in my Etsy shop now. There are different sea creatures for every denomination, and there's a different color for every denomination. So let's talk about left, center, right. Here we've got 10, 15, 17, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I need to keep 2 2s, and everything else should add up to 20 bucks. So 17, 18, 19, 20, it does. 10, 5, 2, 3 1s, all that for a 20. And again, I've only been playing this like a few weeks since I brought it back, since I started doing videos on Tuesdays, and I took out the 12 Days of Christmas from this envelope and the 12 face cards from envelope 12. So in flip 7, we have 20, 30, I think the rest are ones. Nope, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Okay. So 20, 30, so I need 5. I'm going to put back 7 singles and take a 5 and a 2. That's what I'm going to do. So that'll still be 39. Okay. Took me a minute, but we got there. So that is it for this week. That is every envelope condensed, and that is all the games played. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the time that you spend with me here. As always, it does mean the world to me, and I really mean that sincerely. So I hope you have a great week. Don't forget, tomorrow is Savings Challenges with the Batman binder. Wednesday is my money relaunch with the Paint by Stickers, and then I'll be back on Friday for my weekly reel, where I share my real budget and my real results. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up, drop me a comment down below so I know you were here, and until I do see you in the next one, take care.